The Republic of Niger's leaders have announced they would end the mandates of ambassadors to 4 countries as they face international pressure to restore the democratically elected leader they ousted last week. According to France 24, the West African defense chiefs were set to wrap up discussions about possible intervention in Niger on Friday as mediators from the regional bloc push coup leaders in Niamey to restore constitutional order before an approaching deadline. However, the newly installed junta said it would respond immediately to any aggression or attempted aggression against it by West African countries 3 days before the expiry of an ultimatum to restore order given by regional bloc ECOWAS. Any aggression or attempted aggression against the state of Niger will see an immediate and unannounced response from the Niger Defense and Security Forces on one of the bloc's members, with the exception of suspended friendly countries, declared one of the putschists in a statement alluding to neighboring Burkina Faso and Mali. Meanwhile, Niger coup's leader on Thursday evening announced they were ending the mandates of ambassadors to 4 countries as they face international pressure to restore the democratically elected leader they ousted last week. The functions of the extraordinary and plenipotentiary ambassadors of the Republic of Niger to France, Nigeria, Togo, and the United States are terminated, one of the putschists said in a statement read on national television. The deposed President Mohamed Bazoum has said that if a coup attempt to depose him is successful, it will have devastating consequences for our country, our region, and the entire world. In a column in the Washington Post, Bazoum called on the US government and the entire international community to help us restore our constitutional order. The appeal was Bazoum's first lengthy statement since his presidential guard detained him on July 26 and took control of Niger government. Do the right thing now, they don't go do the right thing. When they give the power, they go they misbehave. Who will come and rescue you? Make you there. They will be misbehaving. But when they are treating the public bad, they will not look back because they feel they are larger than life. I write this as a hostage, Bazoum wrote. Niger is under attack from a military junta and I am just one of hundreds of citizens who have been arbitrarily and illegally imprisoned. This coup must end and the junta must free everyone they have unlawfully arrested, he wrote. In Africa's troubled Sahel region, Niger stands as the last bastion of respect for human rights amid the authoritarian movements that have overtaken some of our neighbors, he wrote. He warned that Niger's neighbors have increasingly invited criminal Russian mercenaries such as the Wagner group at the expense of their people, rights and dignity. But your people are so happy now. The entire Sahel region, he said, could fall to Russian influence via the Wagner group, whose brutal terrorism has been on full display in Ukraine. Terrorist movements like Boko Haram, he added, will surely take advantage of Niger's instability, using our country as a staging ground to attack neighboring countries and undermine peace, safety and freedom around the world. I'm sure you people never expected this could have happened. These were the things that you were supposed to be thinking even when you are being given opportunity to rule. Faced with France's careless attitude and its reaction to the situation, the National Council for the Safeguard of the Homeland decided to scrap the cooperation agreements in the field of security and defense with these states, one of the putschists said in a statement read out on television late on Thursday. Niger's junta must come to reason and return power to ousted President Mohamed Bazoum before the country and the wider region collapse, Niamey's ambassador to Washington said on Thursday. If Niger collapses, the entire Sahel will collapse, will be destabilized, Ambassador Kari Liban Tinguri told AFP in an interview on Niger's Independence Day as the future of Western economic and security aid hang in the balance for the landlocked West African country facing multiple conflicts with violent extremists. The junta should come to reason, realize that these affairs cannot succeed and prevent useless, inevitable suffering for our people and back power, said Lima Tinguri, who remains a recognized diplomat in Washington and considers himself a representative of the legitimate President Bazoum, detained by his guard since late last month. Africa is not right for democratic system of government. Political coups, illegitimacy, and corrupt leadership begets military coups. There is an extent to which people can be surprised politically and economically, and they will revolt. I wish the Nigerian military were disciplined and courageous to take over from this group of democracy hackers, but Nigeria's military are more dangerous than the set of wicked politicians leaders in Nigeria politics. Those hailing the resurgence of military takeovers in Africa and clamoring for militarism were never witness to the dark days of military dictatorship in Nigeria. I still maintain that the worst democracy is better than the best military. So you now telling the people who are saying that democratically elected to continue to misbehave, because when you are telling them this, they will not say no matter what we do, the military will not be better than us. That's what you are saying. Good one. Nigeria is full of corruption and insincere leaders in disguise. There was a country. I love the decision. We don't need this distraction for now. Whatever they need to do to get their country in order, they should do same. And the same goes to Nigeria. Military rule is far better in Africa, most especially Nigeria, the giants. Good step. The drum of third world is loading. This war will end Nigeria. God, when will Nigeria's deliverance come? Drum of war on dailies. Nigeria should not allow the West to mislead them into two African brothers seeing themselves as enemies just as for their selfish mineral resources. That is good news. This coup in Niger has brought a new rebirth to Africa. I can feel the so-called deposed leader so hungry for power and his willingness to cause more chaos in the region to satisfy his hunger for power, and so he must remain in custody. You bad. So guys, let's hear your opinion and have your take on this.